Ripple and XRP are America's best choice for blockchain infrastructure. XRP's role on a global scale will be incredible. People will be shocked. I wanted to highlight this post, giving a lot of detail about what's to come, a few things people are missing behind the scenes about XRP, and really give this post credit where it's due. X Finance Bull brings the heat here, and you gotta hear all of this. I have a ton of additional XRP information, but we have to get through the juice, the squeeze. Let's get into it. For all of those still wondering why XRP hasn't moved, what if Ripple already knows where this is going under all of those NDAs? XRP escrow suddenly starts to make sense. Let's walk through the scenarios and the long game Ripple is clearly playing. You need to read this thread. First, the context that haters are not connecting. Ripple has over 1,700 institutional contracts per the SEC court filings. Ripple manages 34 billion in escrow accounts. US banks and government agencies are watching regulatory clarity closely. Ripple is establishing Ripple Bank, applying for a Fed master account, meeting with Trump, Fed insiders, and finance players in DC. 4 major acquisitions: G Treasury, Rail, Palisade, and Hidden Road, now Ripple Prime. Also, the Treasurer of the United States keeps winding up in meetings about Ripple and XRP. I just thought that was kind of interesting that it gets involved. And so how much XRP would US infrastructure actually need? Let's break this down scenario by scenario. Scenario A, XRP as liquidity rail, domestic plus cross-border. Purpose: replace SWIFT friction, improve USD rail velocity. Required 5 to 10 billion XRP in high frequency liquidity rotation. No need to own, just throughput for speed plus messaging and settlement. Scenario B, US government allocation for digital settlement. Use cases: XRP as a neutral bridge asset or an SDR unit. Fed, Treasury, IMF style bodies use XRP for modernized clearance. Required 10B, 15B, or 10 to 15 billion XRP for tokenized T-bill backstops, agency corridors, and XRP functions like plumbing, invisible but essential. Scenario C, institutional rollout, banks plus governments and clearers. Though if those 1,700 contracts cover tier 1 banks, clearinghouses, SIFIs, systemically important financial institutions, government flow desks, required 20 to 25 billion XRP, leaving Ripple with almost no discretionary supply after allocations. This explains why most of the extra XRP has not hit the market. So what about legal clarification? The waiting is almost over. XRP now has legal classification in the US as of August 2025 after the Ripple v. SEC case was fully resolved. Retail sales: XRP is not a security on public exchanges. Institutional